Hey y'all, Kyle Wetzel here. Where do I start? This is my first video. I am wanting to get into making some high-end boat products. First one I'm starting with is a billet bottle opener that'll be made out of titanium. Should be really cool. And this is kind of what I'm going for. But I wanted to film the process, well, from where I've started now anyways. Take you guys along. I've been watching John Grimsmo Knives, and how he got started in making his knives, and how he filmed everything. It's really cool, especially seeing where he's at now and where he started and how far he came. So I kind of wanted to do the same thing. He did knife making Tuesdays, so maybe I'll pick a day or something. It's Saturday morning right now at the house, working on the design of this. I've made this circle a little smaller. This line right here is not supposed to be here. That's not part of the design at all. The mill I'm running is a Milltronics machine, an RH20. It's a good machine. It's really good quality. It's very tight. Produces good work, but it's almost 20 years old now, and its processor is not. I use Fusion 360 for my drawings and programming, and Fusion's a great software, but it produces too many lines of code too quickly for the mill, so I have to decrease the tolerance and bump up the smoothing quite a bit, and even then it still will freeze up and hang out right up here, instead of following this arc back down. Is what happened. It came up here, it went to go turn, and it just froze up, and when it finally caught up, it was supposed to be down here, so it went down there very quickly and cut my part right down the side. So that's no bueno. Hopefully we don't do that on the titanium one. One of the big things, I cut this with this slot here. I do this operation first, so it's a chunk of aluminum. I'm coming down with the end mill from this way, and I pre-drill, and then I come in with a 1/4 inch end mill, and I tricotially slot this all the way around, and I used a 1 inch length of cut, 2 flute, a bright finish end mill for aluminum. But now that I'm switching my tools for titanium, I programmed it with a 5 flute coated end mill, and I'm working on getting the feeds and speed set up. And what I realized is this distance from here to where I'm cutting, which is the bottom of that, is 0.82 or something, and length of cut on my end mill is 0.75. So one thought I had was just to use the 2 flute I've been using. It should cut it. Just have to go slow. And I want to get into production of these and try to make them. I mean, they're going to be expensive, but you got a $300,000 center console. Why would you put a chintzy little Chinese stainless steel bottle opener that's going to rust down the side of your console and break bottles? And I don't know. To me, I'd want something cool. Not that I own a boat like that, but it'd be cool. I got a few friends that want them already, so we'll see what happens. But with the slot, yeah, that's a lot of time in that operation, and going down to a 2 flute is going to take even more time. For those of you who are not familiar with titanium, which I don't consider myself an expert by any means, but it's a very springy material. It pushes back against the tool real hard. So you can't, I shouldn't say you can't, but the best way of my understanding of how to machine it is a very, very light radial cut and a deep axial cut. And a 2-flute is not the most optimal tool. Generally a 2-flute with aluminum, you push in farther radially, but you have trouble with that titanium. So that's one option. The other option I thought of is maybe just to do a stair step. Of course, I could always just get a 5-flute 1-inch length cut end mill, but it's Saturday and I want to make this thing. So, but it's to do a stair step to give me some relief cut. So I don't know yet. Yeah, I'll have to think about that. Let me hop over here and show you what I'm working on the computer. So this is where I use this Helical Machining Advisor Pro. It's free. It's wonderful. I've found it to be very accurate with the helical tools, at least. I've got a few tools that are not helical that I'm going to try running in this, and I've just picked a close helical tool, and we'll see how that holds up. Hey y'all, I'm here at work now. Good news. So with that slot that I was showing you that was real deep, that I was doing with the 2-flute, I looked through my end mills and I found a 4-flute coated, this is a GAR end mill. So I'm going to use it, and I prefer an odd number when I'm profiling. I'm doing this tricotial milling. It just seems to have less vibrations and stuff than an even number, but it's better than 2. This is what I got. There's a chip on the tooth. Oh well, hopefully it works. Okay, we have our piece of titanium. I bought this off eBay. It said it was grade 5, 6AL. Let's hope it is, because I've run into this problem before with titanium on eBay, where it's who knows what, but not machining friendly, I'll tell you that, and then end up having to get the real stuff. So hopefully this is what they said it is. Oops. Okay, we're over here at my 1940s power hacksaw. I don't know how this is going to cut it, but we're going to find out. It does move pretty slow. Moment true. Okay, and we're done. It took 5 minutes to cut. Oh shit. Sorry. It took 5 minutes to cut. Not too bad. Did a pretty good job. The saw blade still has most of the teeth on it, so missing a few. Could have been that way earlier. I didn't look. Yeah, not bad. Okay, so I've got my stock updated in Fusion to this shape. It's quite a bit bigger than the part. It's just what I found on eBay. It's a little thicker than I need, a little bigger than I need, but the price is right, so machining time will be a little longer, but it'll work. It'll work for now. I've got some generating the toolpaths, which I think it's done. We'll write to the little CF card. And then I've got our tools set up. Let's see, so that's my ball end mill I use. And there's my new 4-flute I set up, so I'll have to set the height of this one. There's my drill bit for the number 8 screws, I think it is. And then I need to set up still that. I've got to change that one out to my helical 3-flute for titanium. That 5-flute half-inch on the end is already set up. 5/16 carbide drill setup. So yeah, we're ready to go. I guess from here I'm going to switch out to my GoPro, and hopefully that comes out okay. Here we go. So I got to set my offset on 2. Contour. I am cutting the bottom and the sides at the same time, which I know is a no-no, but 20 inches a minute. A little over 10,000 stock please. But it's the back side. It's where the cap goes. You'll never see it. So, fine. Tool number 0. Okay? Now, we're set for the front. I think we do our little slot. Right? No. What was that? What are we doing? Okay? I think it's going to be okay. That's not supposed to happen. Oh, we profile the outside, I bet, with a 1/4 inch end mill. Okay, I'm going to let it run. Okay, so this is my 5-flute helical end mill that I was trying to use, but only had a 3/4 inch length to cut. Which we're not cutting very deep right now, so I'm going to let it run. I meant to change that to the other 4-flute, so I didn't do a full change. It's kind of stupid. But it worked. All is not lost. Which is a 1/4 inch ball. And right now we're going to come down and do that little groove. We're plunging straight in on a 4-flute ball end mill. It actually sounds pretty good.
coasting down at like 20 inches a minute. I didn't really look, but I think that's what I had it programmed at. I'm going to back that off a little. I hate plunging. It makes me cringe. Works well. So, yeah, let's get it out. Oh my goodness. Oh, that is awesome. That is awesome. Oh my gosh, look at that surface finish. Hopefully you can see that. I don't know what you can see. But, wow. So that hole is going to get milled off on the backside. That's where we drilled. That was actually supposed to go all the way through to allow some coolant, relief. Try to get rid of some of those chips, but it's thicker than I have drawn for. So it didn't. It's hard to tell yet what that's going to look like. I didn't want a sharp edge on our little hook for our cap. It looks pretty sharp, to be honest. Okay, well, when we get all this meat under it cut out, we'll see. We'll see how it looks. But this looks awesome. I can't believe that surface finish. I mean, even down there. Look at that's like a mirror down in there. And that's 840,000 steps to cut on a 1/4-inch end mill. I am thrilled. This, I guess, is grade 5 titanium. It cuts just like it, so this fender was a good one. Alright, let me get it flipped over and we'll start again. Alright, so here we are. That part flipped over. I do notice a problem already. When I made this part before with the aluminum stock that was 1x2 square feet, rectangle, I was able to come down and probe my machine surface here on the side, and then I probed in here for my y-axis to recenter this thing, and it cut pretty freaking well. I'm going to have to probe on this rough saw cut surface, because that's all I got. So, welcome. So, it'll be alright. I mean, I guess I could still probe my bias in the Y direction. I don't know, maybe I'll check it. I don't know if it's really going to matter if the X is off, but it's probably going to have a line. It does anyways, a little bit. Polish down. Okay. Let's check it. I'm gonna go right to this railroad. We are negative 0.72. $7,298, so 1.5 hours. 1.8 now. Okay. Battery's almost dead. Let's see if I can film any of this. I figured out the problem. I had the stock. I didn't update the stock for this bigger material. So that is sweet. That's still not right. Okay, welcome back, y'all. This is a little bit of battery in this one. Temp 3. So I changed my XY dimension and then not my Z. It didn't fade. But you know what I found? Let me grab it while that's running. What I found is my brand new 5 flute end mill. I never changed. So, that surface finish is like a 4.5 flute. There's one flute that's chipped off down at the bottom. It's cutting pretty good. Remarkably. Slowing this one down too. This is the contour finish pass. So I like to run the finish pass a little slower. Give a good surface finish. This was still set at 46 inches a minute, which is my roughing. So I got it manually back down to 36. Let's see what it looks like. I might slow it down a little bit more. My little contour to clean up that step that was in the other one. I have to do a horizontal. They've already faced it, so kind of funny. Which on this I am staying off the floor with the contour and off the sides with the horizontal. So end mill's only cutting on the bottom or the sides and not both sides. Doing little pegs on the back now. I don't know what that was. That was not good. What in the hell was that? Oh, man. Part 1, titanium. Scrap. Let's go look. I don't know what happened.
Well, I don't know. Here's my simulation. Ran all the way through, no collisions. The part is definitely not cut in half. So we were on this. We had just finished this pass here, which was the last pass. We did the floor, we picked up, we came over here, right? I don't know. And then that was it. Did it do that back one? I'll have to look at the video. And then we did this one on the horizontal. And then it just went. What the heck? I don't see anything in here.
you're supposed to pick up and change to tool 20. So I guess the machine glitched again. Anyone wants to buy a RMC, it's an electronics machine. Such a heck of a deal. Okay. We'll try again.
Okay, I just wanted to do a follow-up. It's Sunday afternoon, and I couldn't stop thinking about it. I stayed up half the night last night researching on the computer, and I found a guy on a forum. His name is ZZZ or something, who had commented to another guy who was having the same problem with the Miltronics machine, a little bit different machine, but having the same issue. And this guy, apparently real good at Miltronics, had said to not load the program into the hard drive, but load it into the RAM, and then don't run the program like normal, but run it from the DNC. So I did it, and what a difference that makes in the way the machine runs. It's so much smoother, so much quicker. I wish I'd have known about that before, but I do now, and I feel a lot better. Most importantly, it didn't crash. I made another part. It came out absolutely gorgeous. And I came up with a name. Poseidon Marine. You probably can't see that. But we'll go over this in detail next week. I don't want to make this video too long. Yeah, for those of you who have made it this far through the video, I'm sorry. I've gone back and looked at the other footage, and it did not come out so well on my GoPro. I've got some new equipment coming, so next week should be better. Bear with me. We'll see you then.